What's up, y'all? What's up, gang? We back with another reaction. I'm gonna react to this because I was on DJ Vlad's no pause. I was on his ass, yeah, pause. But yeah. Cause he had said some things like, bro, done some things. It was so unprofessional, bro. Like, gotta tighten up. But and talking about Marlon in some ways, like, yeah, bro, tighten up. But at the end of the day, I'm I'm even kill. Like, I'm not gonna knock you for what you do. Like, I think this was a biased video, and I'm unbiased, so I can see the wrong from the right. And if a man's right, he's right. If he's wrong, I'm gonna say he's wrong. Even if I don't like you, I'm not going to say, okay, what you're doing is wrong if it's not wrong. So that's why I'm gonna react to this, because I saw a piece of it and I wasn't fully agreeing with everything they were saying. But let's check it out.
Ask you a question. Okay. How do you feel about people, but how do you feel about people calling you a culture vulture?
I feel like he exploits black people as much as he possibly can. The man won't even show his face. He's not even on camera. He's a voice.
America's a little more racist than we give it credit for.
I think you're trying to step on his back to make yourself look like you're some progressive. What you do is way more detrimental to black people than him saying that word.
You can say that.
Actually, I think it is.
Vlad TV, I feel like he disrespected hip hop. I feel like he disrespected Louis Farrakhan. I feel like he didn't say sorry. So Vlad TV or anybody's watching this, I would like you personally, Vlad, to take every video that Nori.
If you've been on YouTube long enough, there's almost no way you haven't heard that deep voice behind the camera of interviews.
Well, he might have disrespected Farrakhan, but I don't know about that personally. So hey, we'll see. I don't know. I've never heard. He probably did, like,
with the
literally
tag Vlad
verbally
TV.
disrespected.
The man
him.
has spoken to virtually everyone in the entertainment industry, right from executives to upcoming rappers. And in all of this, one most constant thing is that these interviewees have been black.
Man, you already make me nervous. Then you come up here and do your show and go to jail.
Oh, good job by
Turns out that might have been a play all along, and the industry's biggest black celebrities are done having
by
it.
this content creator, by the way.
Like the worst
Like, this
stereotypes
is a good video,
of black people,
which I don't.
Good edits.
or like the majority of the stuff. But
She did a research.
But we know what time it is.
Around the whole world, it's international. What's good, man?
Oh man, everything good, man. You know, we got the plaque last year. You know, the mixtape of the year award. You know,
that's actually
my
DJ
wall look real
Vlad.
nice right now. You know, shout out to my man Justo.
What could Vlad have done to get canceled by people who laughed with him on his show? For starters, most people probably don't know the man is white. Yep, first shocker there, but there's still so much more left. Considering the famed host has maintained an image that is only identifiable by his voice and his watermark, most people have been wrongly led to believe Vlad isn't a controversial person, but this couldn't be a bigger misconception.
Everybody already knew he was a controversial person. Stop it.
Well, the thing about Vlad is that people don't just believe he's a poser who seems to exploit members of the black community for his own gain, but some of our biggest celebrities have.
Hey, listen, all these podcast people are controversial. That's just a fact, except for Danzo. I think his name is Danzo. Like, give him a follow too. He's not that type. I saw an interview with the Donzo Project, something like that. Donzo Project. I saw an interview with him in Charleston. That dude is a straight shooter, no controversy. But all of them have even Shannon Sharp, who I love. I watch his content, but yeah, he tried to bait you.
Even tagged him as a snitch. I know, Vlad. Working with the feds, how could it be? Well, because some people believe there's so much more to Vlad than the news has been feeding us, people have now decided to take matters into their own hands, digging deep into the host's past, and many of the revelations have matched the allegations being brought up by our celebrities.
You off of black culture. You're taking all, you're making money off black culture. You with black girls, shame on them. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
And now, because they giving you that confidence to talk crazy to us.
Has Vlad really always been a different person than we thought? From the new details coming out about him, it seems there might be a lot the world has missed about Vlad's true personality, and the questions surrounding him even get more intense when you find out he actually used to have a black scent.
Check it out, baby. It's your boy DJ Vlad, the butcher, yada I mean. You over here on Video City. We show for the streets, you heard?
All right, look. Yo, man saying he's with black women and all of this, and he's using black culture and not. bro, we're the reason why he feel. I think this dude feel like he's really a part of black culture, as you can see. And whose fault is that? Listen, we got to take responsibility for our actions, man. Like at some point, you can't just blame the man for everything. Listen, he built his platform. We went. You personally didn't go, but yeah, we as a black people, it's black people who went to his platform, bro. Like that's why he feel like he can talk crazy to like Marlon Wayans and other people. Which now that we will call him out when you go just like any other person, whether you black or white, you go sideways on our brothers, we gonna call you out for that. Like yo, when you wrong, you wrong. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, he's a culture vulture, he's stealing our culture. Nah, he didn't put a gun to nobody's head and force them to go do interviews. It's an interview. It's a one-on-one. It's like it's either they did it by trade, like do this for me and I got you down the road. Some people did his interviews for free in the first off, but now on the back end, now that he's built up a good, avenue, he's paying the people. So these people aren't coming on his podcast for free, bro. Like, so come on, man, stop the foolishness. Like they're getting paid. So he's not no culture vulture. These dudes are taking his money, bro.
Because of things like these, people have come out to point the finger at him for being a culture vulture whose express goal seems to be taking advantage of the black community and the audience it has.
How?
Something that other more controversial celebrities have called him out for.
Then stop going to his platform.
About the negative influence of something like that and of raw negativity, your raw negativity impact is way higher than his. So I personally don't even think you're in a position to criticize him.
Although most of the evidence
That's
matches the view these celebrities have of him, there have been a few times when Vlad was on the right side, and the media has been there to catch it all, thus casting more merit on everything being said about him.
Now I like what Nori said though, because Nori acknowledged he went on his podcast, but Nori said because he recognized what he's doing, he said, I want you to take down all my videos, because a lot of those people, because they had relations, because he's a DJ, they had relations before, so they did, some of them did things for him for free because you like a bro. So
welcome to the mystery that is DJ Vlad.
Vlad interpreted it as, oh, just throw rocks at Jews, which wasn't the truth. He lied.
DJ Vlad might be one of the most successful people at the forefront of media entertainment.
Now we don't stand for lying.
In the industry, running as far back as the late 90s, the host has been able to establish his position as a major figure in the entertainment industry. However, the man has left a trail of destruction in his wake, something the world is just now starting to catch up on, following a string of controversies he's been caught up in recently. Vlad is better known as the founder of Vlad TV. As previously mentioned to many, he has established himself as a prominent figure in hip-hop media. However, this sentiment isn't unanimously shared. After all, DJ Vlad has had his fair share of controversial moments, led by his interviews, which many have found to be exploitative. Most recently, he's been under intense fire for trying to get a black professor fired from Princeton, which many have attributed to white fragility. But a couple more controversies have surrounded DJ Vlad over the years. One of the primary criticisms directed at DJ Vlad revolves around his interview techniques. Numerous hip-hop artists have publicly criticized DJ Vlad for his interview style, particularly his choice of questions.
Do you go by that same set of rules?
What, no telling? Of course, that's we gonna live like
right.
We gonna rock out.
So if your own child gets
that's not up for, that's none of the law's business.
Some feel he crosses boundaries and exploits sensitive topics for clicks and views. Many of his questions are provocative, aiming at crime, violence, and legal issues among.
That's why he interviews gang members, people. Hello. What are we talking about? Listen, as I said, I'm a Libra, bro. So when you wrong, I just stand on what's right. Like, and I'm balanced. I bring balance. So when he's wrong, I'm gonna call him out. But yo, he interviews gang members. A lot of them, people who are shady. Now, you're saying here, oh, this is what he does. He's shady. He's this and that. Don't answer the damn question. You ain't gotta answer, but now, like you up there, and you're saying he's incriminating people. These rappers are incriminating themselves. They're snitching on themselves in their songs. What are we talking about? You literally snitching on yourself and everybody in your gang. Come on, bruh.
Predominantly
Pops
black
are literally
artists.
listening
This
to y'all
approach has
music
led
now
to accusations
and holding it
that
against you.
He sensationalized
Come on.
serious issues for entertainment value. Further, DJ Vlad employs a distinctive style of interview that many view as interrogative. For example, the New Jersey rapper Sue Surf called him out on this, saying, "Realistically, there is such a thing as bait. You're a baiter. Of course, you wouldn't say, I got anybody indicted, but you fish. You feel me? And some of my peers, some of the people that sat in this seat, aren't honey smart or witty enough to know when there is bait being swung their way or when they are supposed to dip the bait." The host's odd way of interviewing people has led to other alleged revelations about him. Another contentious aspect of DJ Vlad's career is suspicion about his cooperation with law enforcement. Several interviewees have raised concerns about statements made during interviews being used against them in legal proceedings, and if we're being honest, his interview style doesn't help his case. During discussions, guests sit in front of the camera. At the same time, Vlad, reportedly at another location, asked probing questions that can come across as highly incriminating of a setup.
You got a couple indicted.
No, I didn't get anybody indicted.
You got a couple
Get a single person indicted. Who did I get indicted? Who did I get indicted?
I ain't about to open another indictment on who you indicted.
One particular case from 2020 has several fans convinced of Vlad's involvement with the authorities. Fans on Twitter are convinced DJ Vlad is responsible for rapper Casanova's legal plight because of a particular tweet that was fired off on Monday night, December 7th, back in 2020. The Twitter post featured a YouTube video from Hip Hop Media Uncensored, which suggests the FBI pulled information from Vlad TV interviews, despite the indictment making no such mention of Vlad TV. Hip Hop News Uncensored reports the feds had been watching Casanova since 2010, meaning they would have had plenty of time to dig into Casanova's media appearances. People familiar with Vlad TV are sometimes suspicious of not only his interview style, but also the specific questions he asks about his subject's criminal activity.
From what I understand, you used to rob people barefaced. No mask.
Nah.
And then I heard you would rob people and then take pictures with them at the club.
The information used in the YouTube video comes from the initial indictment that was unsealed in White Plains federal court.
Are we serious? The man voluntarily gave the information, bruh. So we're gonna sit here and blame the host for asking the question. I have all right to say no comment. I can't understand.
Untouchable Guerrilla Stone Nation gang members, including Casanova at the time, stood accused of crimes ranging from M and assault to narcotics T, but there's so much more to it. Casanova, born Caswell Sr., was facing life in prison before the Southern District of New York made its case against him. He was among 18 alleged untouchable Guerrilla Stone Nation gang members indicted in New York. Casanova was charged with 3 counts related to teeing, including conspiracy to commit racketeering, distribute controlled substances, and possession of a firearm, according to Vulture.
He did that to himself.
The artist turned himself in, Mayao.com reported. Casanova has been interviewed on Vlad TV several times. It's not that he's getting cats hemmed up, it's the way he speaks. I can hear the smug a smile whilst he asks about plights, choices, and repercussions he will know nothing about ever. This culture is for his foraging only. Then back to Calabasas. Watch him cite Noi though. Fans called for a boycott of Vlad TV. Don't just stop watching Vlad, stop effing with content like that entirely. All it does is make a proof of concept and spawn more like that, one tweeted. Another person wrote, and Vlad said my name is on no paperwork, like you definitely, the police. Assistant U.S. Attorney Shiva Lagaraja wrote, using his public platform, he, Casanova, has amplified the message of the gang, both through his music and his social media profile.
Exactly, through his music. So he didn't need Vlad. Listen, as I said, man, I'm gonna repeat it. I'm sorry. When you wrong, bro. But if I pay you and you come on my podcast and I ask you, I'm gonna ask you the question now. Hey, hey, listen, I'm the one to call 911. I'm the one to snitch. Evil doing is wrong. You ain't supposed. Hey, whatever you're not supposed. I'm gonna ask you the question. If you decide to answer, I ain't got no gun to your head. You ain't got to say nothing. The man answered the question, bro. Like, they taking the money, bro. Like, we can't blame Vlad for this. I'm sorry. We cannot.
Rapper Casanova
And if y'all want, like the guy tweeted,
charges, the U.S. Attorney's Office claims Casanova led the
cancel him.
untouchable
Don't go to his
Stone Nation Bloods
podcast.
gang
Don't take his
and
money.
erected a multi-state conspiracy
Stop watching
in
his
that role.
videos.
Inner
I
City
know I don't
Press,
watch his
the
videos.
outlet that
I don't even watch
meticulously
Charleston
covered
White
Tekashi
sometimes.
699 Inez racketeering trial on Twitter confirmed information Casanova supplied during his interviews, presumably with Vlad, was used in the indictment. But, as mentioned earlier, there's no mention of Vlad TV in the indictment. Fans, however, weren't the only ones to talk about it. Legendary Brand Nubian, New York rapper, producer, actor, now tuned podcaster Lord Jamar also weighed in on the Casanova 2X federal case and the possible involvement or not of DJ Vlad from Vlad TV.
Vlad. Oh, Vlad TV. He was in there as a means to indict Casanova 2 times.
Lord Jamar was, of course, a longtime regular guest on Vlad TV for many years on various social issues, including racism, sizeism, homophobia, as well as a range of hip-hop topics before they split. With parts of Vlad's interview being allegedly used for the current indictment, opinions are somewhat split into some sections as to whether it is DJ Vlad's line of questioning that gets some of his overly sharing guests in trouble, or whether, in fact, his guests should take more personal responsibility with the answers in which they provided. With some claiming that Vlad is a culture vulture, the Soviet immigrant from Kiev, who became the household entity in hip-hop media and entertainment, now known as DJ Vlad, has had a long-running and strong association with
That's
hip-hop
what they hate.
Since settling in California
because
as a
he's
young
winning.
child in the late 1970s. He released mixtapes,
I'm not a fan of him, so don't get me
as
wrong,
well as
but
earned a degree in computer science from the University of
you
California,
got to be
Berkeley,
accountable.
and
That's it.
worked
That's
in a
all I'm
variety
saying.
of computer corporate positions. This has given the platform a reputation for having a curse, the Vlad curse. People have alleged that whoever Vlad interviews gets arrested. Some examples of artists include Kifo D, who was arrested for the murder of Tupac Shakur, and
he
Rollo,
snitched on himself
who was
again.
apprehended and accused of running a cross-country operation.
Snitched on themselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
Oh shit! Once you got the region, I got the ducky.
Speaking to Revolt TV about the curse, Vlad
Snitch.
said he didn't believe it to be true.
Man
I mean,
snitched on his
apart
old
from the
self,
Keffi D
bruh.
situation, I've never heard of that actually happening, he said. Just to keep it 100, like, I've never heard of our stuff actually being used, an interview being used against someone in a case that they actually talked about. In my rationale for the Keith D situation, he wrote an effing book. As controversial as these subjects are, these aren't the only reasons he's made the news in recent times.
But
2
Keith
years
D
ago,
did
Royce
write a book, though.
5'9"
He
called
did.
Vlad out for disrespecting Minister Louis Farrakhan, and Twitter wanted him canceled then too. The
Oh,
Cool
wait,
Kids
what?
Chuck English,
That's the one I
media
missed.
personality
That's the one I
Scotty,
missed.
a case that they actually talked about. In my rationale for the Keith D situation, he wrote an effing book. As controversial as these subjects are, these aren't the only reasons he's made the news in recent times. 2 years ago, Royce da 5'9" called Vlad out for disrespecting Minister Louis Farrakhan, and Twitter wanted him canceled then too. The Cool Kids Chuck English,
Oh, so you're not
media
gonna talk about
personality
it,
Scotty
man?
Beam, journalist Bruce
I wanted
Coleridge,
to know
as well
what
as
happened,
Nora,
'cause
are
that
among the
one I
many
don't
that
know
joined
about.
the war.
Vlad TV, I feel like he disrespected hip hop. I feel like he disrespected Louis Farrakhan. I feel like he didn't say sorry. So Vlad TV or anybody's watching this, I would like you personally, Vlad, to take every video that Nori is on your site and take it off.
Agreed. Vlad has built up
See?
a sizable
That's what we gotta
platform
do.
throughout
Take
the years,
accountability.
amassing interviews with
Take
many of the
accountability.
game's rising rappers.
You
Not to
wanna
mention
talk
countless
crazy?
conversations
Just don't
with
go back
OGs
to the
and
platform.
veterans.
It's that
and
simple.
while some have criticized
Facts.
the media personality for a variety
Nori
of reasons,
doing it the right
many
way,
rappers
man.
have continued to sit down
Grown
with
man.
Vlad TV to the point where his platform boasts one of hip-hop's most expansive archives. However, DJ Vlad has found himself on the receiving end of a widespread movement, one that recently found Nor, Vulture, taking a vocal stand against him. It started when Vlad made the disparaging remarks about Louis Farrakhan during an interview with the
All right, here we go.
which went on to upset artists like Royce da 5'9" and Nick Cannon, one of Vlad's frequent collaborators.
The heels of Farrakhan's 4th of July speech, where he said, those of you that say you're Jews, I will not give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called. You're Satan.
Months ago, Vlad spoke about Minister Louis Farrakhan, misquoting comments that Farrakhan made about Jewish people. Many artists have come forward against Vlad, and Cannon questions whether or not DJ Vlad is a culture vulture. Vlad took an interesting turn in 2020. Vlad got out of pocket a little bit, walked on some landmines, and he misquoted, said Cannon, during a conversation with comedian Godfrey, who has also done several appearances on Vlad's show. However, Godfrey disagreed. It wasn't a misquote. A misquote is when you take one little word and blah, blah, blah. He straight effing lied.
Vlad took an interesting turn in 2020. He misquoted.
It wasn't a misquote, because a misquote is when you like take one little word and blah, blah, blah. He straight lied.
Cannon added, so when we see a platform that we don't own and someone's monetizing, making money on, and then you don't operate off of our code or what we see fit, we can't F with you. He saw us as commodities. Nick Cannon questioned how Vlad is different than J. Edgar Hoover, the first director of the FBI who targeted Black and civil rights movement leaders. Though Vlad maintained that he had misquoted the minister, many rappers felt that his statement was disingenuous, to the point where the narrative has since begun to turn against the interviewer. So much so that Noriega officially issued a public request.
Noriega, man, get his name right, please. Noriega, it's Nori or Noriega. Thank you. You're doing a great job, by the way. Awesome. Great. But like Nick Cannon said, bro, like, hey, we can't F with you no more because we see what you're doing. But they still keep going. So you can't blame the man. Blame us for taking the money and going to his platform. You have Say Cheese. You have all these other platforms. You could go to them. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what you going to tell somebody who broke and need 10K? They going to go up there and snitch on everybody. They talking. They talking, bro.
Vlad remove all videos involving him from the DJ Vlad YouTube channel. Vlad TV, I feel like he disrespected hip hop, says Nord. I feel like he disrespected Louis Farrakhan and he didn't say sorry. So Vlad TV or anyone watching this, I would like you personally, Vlad, to take every video with Nori that's on your site to take it off. I'm asking you that as a favor. I know I could have called you on the phone, but this is a public situation, not a private situation. So this is your boy, Nor, signing off. I don't want anything to do with that.
Nori.
Most recently, Vlad shared his thoughts on Kendrick Lamar's new Drake diss
But
track,
it is Nori.
Not Like Us, via X. He commented on the mix, suggesting potential improvements.
If DJ Vlad, Kendrick's Not Like Us needed a better mix. It takes away from the song. This occurs to me as being like maybe the most docile possible commentary you could have on this song.
Morgan Jerkins, an author, editor, Princeton University professor, and famed producer Darkchild's niece, advised against involvement in the viral conversation. She wrote, "You are white. This is a black folk affair." Vlad responded swiftly and firmly to the remark. He even went as far as tagging Princeton directly in his reply, which many have remarked was in extremely poor taste. Wait, so a professor at Princeton is telling me that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion about hip-hop? Is that how you interact with your students? The exchange continued as Vlad threatened to contact Princeton, again tagging the university. He then insinuated that she might lose her job at Princeton if he followed this action. Although Vlad tried to backtrack on his tweets the next day, saying he was only defending himself, Jerkins pointed out that he had already contacted the university by tagging them. Even the author Mark Lamont Hill tried to call Vlad out for weaponizing his whiteness, but Vlad instead made scalding comments about Lamont losing his job. Altogether, this entire exchange in the eyes of several fans felt like something out of a Karen playbook, as DJ Vlad allegedly weaponized his white fragility in an attempt to get a black woman fired. The back and forth effectively had several fans talking, with several people calling Vlad out, like this user who wrote, "Who keep holding the door for Vlad? Let the door lock." Another person wrote, "Why are you talking? Hash you people are always in our conversations. You're just another pink colonizer. Shut up, Patrick. In the end, Vlad apologized for how he handled the situation, tweeting, "After considerable reflection, I would like to apologize to @Morgan Jerkins for tagging her job in my replies during our Twitter exchange last weekend." But even then, the people weren't buying any of it. To kick off the second part of his roast, one person wrote, "Noticed you didn't say flat out you were wrong. Apologizing is one thing, admitting you were wrong is another. After considerable reflection, sounds more like unexpected backlash. Take a class and learn from your mistakes. @Morgan Jerkins, you are queen."
See? And that's what I'm saying, because from what I can tell, why I roasted him on the Marlon situation, we know Vlad is sensitive, bruh. He's a sensitive guy. Like he said, he's a queen. These are facts. The man get butt hurt easily. Like he's emotional. So like we're the ones who's feeding into. We keep going back to his platform. Look, they said, "Yo, Buddy said, who's holding the door for this guy, man? Let the door close."
A second user wrote, "Since you're always in
we
black
not
people's
doing
business,
that, though.
you should
You
know
know
that
what
we
I'm saying?
only accept apologies through reparations." While it may seem like Vlad is always the problem in every exchange with people in the black community, there have been times black people took his side against other black people, one of which was when the host tried to have Marlon Wayans on his show. Only days back, Vlad spoke about Marlon Wayans during an interview with Aries Spears. According to
that's
the
the name.
host, he and his
Boy,
people reached out to Wayans for an interview.
Aries
as he's known
Spears,
to
they
do,
should have
but
canceled
the
his
reply
ass
he
too
got
immediately.
wasn't what he was used to. Vlad said Marlon Wayans not only asked to be paid a $40,000 fee, but the actor also asked for 30% of the total revenue
Yeah,
from the
this is where
proceeds of the
he was
interview.
100%
You know how much they
wrong.
asked
And you
for a
boy,
Marlon Wayans
him,
interview?
yeah, him, yeah. He the one I was talking about. I wish I would have called his
plus
ass.
30%
They
of
need
all
to.
future
They
revenue.
need to be on
To both
you too.
Vlad and Spears, it seemed
talking
like a stretch
sideways.
because there was no way the host was going to even make that much, regardless of how well the video does.
But you know what I'm saying?
To some fans,
Vlad must have
Vlad's
gave him a little
past is
10
the
or
reason Marlon was able to
15,000, so
ask
he
for
was
that
happy to
much.
say
One
whatever.
user wrote, "Vlad made a mistake by normalizing paying everyone for interviews. The Breakfast Club and Hot 97 don't pay for interviews." Anyway, both Vlad and Spears also agreed that such an amount wouldn't be that much of a stretch if they were having someone else over. An example of someone in this case is Cat Williams, whose interview with Shannon Sharpe earlier this year allegedly made the former athlete more money than he'd earned at the NFL. This effectively implied that Vlad thought Marlon didn't have the pull as a star to make a request that high, something fans took to mean he was butthurt by the refusal. One person wrote, "Vlad be in his feelings when folk don't want to do petty business with him, S.O. Shannon and Stephen A." As it would turn out, this was not the only time Vlad had done something like this. He allegedly also did it to Fast and Furious star Tyrese Gibson. According to the news at the time, Tyrese was fed up with DJ Vlad using him for Vlad TV's clickbait. In a since-deleted Instagram post from about a year ago, the Black Rose crooner seemingly took offense to Boozy Badaz labeling him the most hurt person on Instagram on the controversial platform. To fuel the flame, Tyrese shared receipts of VLAD requesting him to appear in an interview for $10,000. Your A is hurting because even after you offered me $10K, I turned down your corny A Culture Vulture show. Haven't you used black people enough? What's the dude's name who talks off camera, who owns Vlad TV? Can y'all pull his tax returns?
See, that's that's a movie star standing on business, bro. You gonna offer, bro? That's Tyrese, bro. Like this, he had the nerve to offer Tyrese 10K to come and sit and do a 2-hour podcast, bruh. He's not one of them thugs gun running that you be. You see where the problem is? You see what I'm talking about? There's levels to this. Tyrese, Marlon Wayans. Even Wayans is a bigger name than Tyrese. I'm just being honest. Because what the Wayans culture is and what they did. But those are movie stars, bro. They're not little hood dudes who need the money. Bro, I'm Now, these are the things he's wrong
wrote
on.
the former
But
TDT member, 44,
still, as I
how
said,
much is he leeching off of black culture?
Tyrese
This
stand
dude
on
already had
business.
4
He
people
didn't
on his
go,
show,
but
and he randomly
a
keeps bringing
lot of
my
other
name
black
up,
people are
laughing
going though.
about my
So
divorce traumas, laughing about my
until
crying
we,
video,
you know,
and trying to milk my
hey,
traumas and
what you
pains in
gonna
the
do?
clickbait for his a show. He later urged fellow established artists to ignore Vlad's requests unless he's paying $10,000 or more, which would perfectly explain Marlon's choice. But speaking of being a culture vulture, a lot of damaging details have been published about Vlad through the years, with many tagging him as an op to black people. Reports say don't just think Vlad is an opponent of black people. They also think he just loves people who hate black people. Word has it that his reputation is built on his ability to get his subjects to name names and start beefs.
If you go to Vlad, you're going to jail.
Right.
At some point.
Or you're telling on yourself.
Or you're telling on yourself.
In recent years, several people have maintained that the only thing Vlad's platform has focused on achieving is the deterioration of the black image. Ever since, several stars have even refused to go on Vlad's show because, as Chicago MC Vince Staples noted, I just ain't trying to sit down and talk about gangbanging for 30 minutes. And while Vlad might...
So I'm talking about real black man standing on real business. Now that is how we handle that. But as for, listen, everything you're saying is right where it pertains to what he does, like how he makes the black community look through his questions. But I would love to say this. We are the ones who are going on there answering them. So the ones who go and do it and go behind bars, good riddance. That's where you belong, I guess, because you're dumb. That's all I can say, bro. You took the money and you're dumb. So, hey, Vlad did us a favor. Yep. Take your hand. Can you see what the smart men do? Like, I'm not going to sit down and talk about gangbanging. I don't need your money, bro. Like, keep your money and your Vulture styles. Tyrese said, oh, you hurt because I didn't take your little stupid 10K. You should have offered him 50. But, bro, like, come on. Yeah, we got to take accountability. That's all I'm saying. Now, is his style wrong? His style is what his style is. Every news, all these platforms do this. But it's how you answer your questions, how you carry yourself. And we have to take accountability. That's all I'm saying. Take accountability for our actions and what we say and what we do. And if we go, and if we say no, and if we say yes, and the fire comes and we answer dumb questions, take responsibility and accountability for that too. That's all I'm saying.
Not work with law
right
enforcement
is right,
officers
wrong is wrong,
or government spy agencies,
is what
as
it
some
is.
have suggested. To Vlad TV viewers, he is someone who gives information and makes a practice, especially for a financial reward, of informing against others for violations of penal laws. Case in point, when he sat down with streetball legend Pee Wee Kirkland, Vlad wanted to focus on Kirkland's life as a dealer. Most recently, as previously mentioned, the former tech entrepreneur has been in the spotlight, and for his interview with Dwayne Keith D. Davis, which, as mentioned earlier, is alleged to have directly led to the man's indictment for being involved in the of Tupac Shakur.
He snitched on himself, and he did it in a whole book. He didn't want to answer questions on Vlad. I think I watched that one too, because he was like, nah, you're going to have to buy the book. That's in the book if you want to see it. Because he was trying to promote his book. Bro, you self-snitched. I'm not going to blame Vlad for none of that. And Vlad knows what sells, what gets views. It's the tea. What you think, like, all these other people do, like DJ Academics and that? Shout out my Jamaican brother, but that's what they do. They get the tea. And they give you the tea because you want the tea. Come on now. We gonna play hypocrite. We can't do that, bro. We the ones that like, I only listen to Charleston White, to be honest, because y'all sleep on him. He's a very intelligent man. And y'all, like he said, you worried about the delivery? You worried about the delivery? I love that. I love that, man. Like, that man say you worried about the delivery, but I watch Charleston White. But other than that, Vlad ain't getting no views from me. Oh, Boosie too. Hey, Boosie. Boosie badass, boy. Boosie a real one.
Vlad says he enjoys his anonymity and that fame comes with a price that he is not willing to pay. This is why he doesn't show his face on camera, not because he is acting or executing in secret. Either way, many believe he is operating undercover, but at other times, some
everybody
people
know
believe
who he is.
Vlad just hates them. This was seemingly made obvious to the fans when he allegedly tried to disparage Tyrese and fought with Rick Ross by revealing Ross's job as a former corrections officer, as if it was something to be ashamed of. He seems to have a remarkable ability to recall and remind his interviewees who slighted them. What was that we said about starting beefs again? Anyway, while everyone may be wrong about Vlad and why he chooses to do what he does, the fact that so many people seem to share a similar perspective of the host and his reasons for being interrogatory with his mostly black interviewees doesn't exactly pass the best message about the former DJ. But we won't be the judge. What do you think? Tell us in the comments. That's it. Goodbye.
I'd have to say this was a well put together video. Ma'am, you did a good job. I'll leave a like on that. Let's go back, see what, I don't even remember what it is. But yeah, that's where I'll leave that. All I'm saying, black people, like, we gotta we're so divisive against each other. We gotta unite. We gotta be one voice, one mind. Because if we're divided, then you see some people go, some people don't go, then we blame this guy. We can't blame him. We have to take responsibility. We have to take accountability for our actions. We're the ones going to the platforms. We're the ones talking. We're the ones snitching on ourselves. Is it you directly? No, but it's somebody who looks just like you. That's why you're saying he's a culture vulture. But it's us who are going though. Nobody is putting a gun to our heads. Nobody is putting a knife to your head. Nobody is forcing you. You go by will. You answer these questions by will, not by force. You self-snitch. Not only on this platform, but in your damn music, in your books. Bro, what are we talking about? Black people, just take accountability. Do better. Be better. And that's it. I'm out. Catch you in the next one.